welcome to part 3 of building a crypto news data pipeline, which the main purpose of that is to use as an additional source of information when it comes to decision making for any trades. So just to recap, last time we have successfully managed to use Python to get the latest news on RSS, on all of these RSS feeds. And then we've also noticed that a few of them weren't working, which I placed down here, and then these were all working. This is still work in progress, so I'll be inputting more feeds, as many as possible. But this is just the prototype, so the main point of this right now, or for today's episode, is to make sure that the RSS news pooling is robust, and then we're going to go ahead and start. And then next, we're going to go into stage 2 of actually using natural language processing to make sense of the data and fetch out any informative information. So let's get started with finishing off the script. So currently we're pulling the latest data and we're saving it into this data RSS news directory. However, we're going to be running this every day. Later on we're going to be uploading this into into GitHub, and use GitHub Actions to automate this process of pulling it. So the goal is to basically append any new information into this root raw data file. Actually, wait, it's better to have these separate, because Reddit, GitHub's Actions only give you certain amount of minutes per month for free. So we're going to try to get the scripts to run as efficient as possible, because if you have raw data, the more you add, the longer it will take to run natural language processing analyses down the line. So whenever we run the script, we're going to save a new file with today's date. So we're just going to make that addition. So this function, what it does is it pulls the data and it returns the data frame, which is here. So this main data frame. Okay. So what we're going to do, whenever we run this, we want to save it as the current date. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to quickly use ChatGPT. Make it so in the name of the file is the date of the computer when running the script. It should be RSS news feed, and then for today's date it would be September 09/01 2024, i.e. we're going to have month, day, and year. Okay, so that's the general thing that we want. So alright, so we're gonna make sure that we have datetime imported. Import datetime from datetime. Import datetime. Okay, so we have that. Okay, so I'm gonna say, actually we can do it up here even, why not? Just run it. Current date is equal to this over here. Baboom. And then it's going to be an F string, and actually saving this. So we don't really need this part over here. You can just straight up put it over here. So this whole thing will become an F string. And over here, we're going to put the current date. And this should work. So let's go ahead and run it. Perfect. So we got this. And I do want an underscore over here, so I'm just gonna delete this one, move to the trash, and let's run it again. Should be quicker now. Okay. So now, one thing that I want to do is make sure that this column, or that the date column, is the actual date. And I actually want to have an additional column in here with the pull date. Okay. So we're gonna do this, and then actually we're gonna do this, and we're gonna name it pull date is equal to, or not equal to, but it's going to be the current date. So hopefully this works. Just make it a bit bigger so you guys have a little bit more context. So now we should have the current date. Oh, but yeah, I know, because it's a string, so we're gonna have to get the current date instead. So we don't want this. We want current date is equal to date time dot now. Current date sys. Let's do it for system. Let me just double check if this actually returns it. I want it to return a date time value such date time value. Only that time. Is this correct? Datetime.date, and then it will give you this. I mean, if we run this, but if we run this once a day, but if we run it multiple times a day, we do want to make it a bit scalable in case we want to run it a lot more than just once a day. So let's just see what this returns datetime now, if this actually returns the time as well. Because if it returns the time, then it would make it a lot more scalable. And anyways, if we process this data downstream, anyways, we can just fix up the format. So as long as, yeah, I mean, it makes sense to get as much information as possible. So this should do the trick. We'll check it out. Okay. So now we have the actual time as well. This makes it more precise, right? So if we want to run this multiple times a day, and use this column over here to map the time, then it would make more sense to use this format as opposed to just the date without the time. Okay, so we got this now, and this will pretty much run automatically and keep on building it up. So this news pipeline in terms of RSS is complete. We'll be adding Reddit as well, but we'll just keep it as it is. So yeah, this concludes part 3. So let's actually get into natural language processing now. So this script is basically the pipeline of data, and then we're going to make another script running after this to basically do the natural language processing. And I'm just going to start with a Jupyter notebook. So NLP develop .ipynb. And the reason why Jupyter notebook is so we can pretty much just test out the code and see what's happening before we put it into a script or kind of production. So we're going to import pandas. And first up, what we're going to do is read these files. So I'm wondering if we can read every single file within a folder directory, or if we just run, or why don't we run the natural language processing in this file and then output it as another file? That would make more sense, right? That would make a lot more sense. So if I make a new canvas just to visualize it with you guys. So we got stage 1, and stage 1 is basically this news pull raw. So we got news pull raw.py, and then ultimately we want to do natural language processing, right? Such as topic modeling, so raw data pulling. So if we say this script is pulling raw RSS data and then raw Reddit data, we would then need to pre-process data, which means lowercasing, punctuation, filler words, and just say remove all of this, filler words, and then we'll do some stemming. Okay, this will be the next step. And the output would be, we'll actually make 2 files, right? Just 2. We'll have one output is raw text data, unprocessed. I never know how to write processed. Is it 2 or 1 C? It's 1 C. Gotta always keep on forgetting. Anyways, and then the next is pre-processed data. Okay, and this data will be fed into stage 2, where we do let's call it NLP production. Okay, and what this will do is topic modeling, sentiment analysis. We can do word embeddings as well, which would be like word to vec we could use, right? And I'll teach you guys all of these in the coming tutorials. And then we could do like n-grams as well. Anyways, this is kind of, and then stage 3 would be actually pulling the insights, right? Or interpreting the insights. Interpreting the insights. Right? And then this would be fed into here. And then this would be fed into there. So let's fix up this first raw data pulling one. Because let's do the pre-processing. Okay, so let's do the pre-processing. So we're gonna save this as the raw data. So we got data RSS news, and then I'm actually gonna make a new folder called pre-processed text. Okay, so I'm actually gonna make another script to just pre-process the data and then store it there, and then we can run these scripts. So then I can just leave this script as it is. Okay, so I'll just do the NLP one. All right, so we're gonna write raw news is equal to, we're gonna read it, which is under data and RSS news, and then we're gonna load in the latest one, which I could technically do by current date. Sys, just to keep the variables consistent, is equal to, what do we use over here? Is equal to datetime now. Import date, or from datetime, let's import datetime, and then datetime. I'm tripping. And datetime.now. Actually, no, this would not work because the minutes are different. Actually, wait, what am I saying? We could just use this. And then whatever news data will feed into that for that day down here. So we can change it up. So I'll just use this over here. Okay. And then make an F string out of this. And this is going to be called RSS news feed dash, and then the current date. And then if I do raw news, we should read the today's date. In theory, no such file. Data RSS news. Okay, why not? What's happening? Newsfeed underscore RSS data. Data slash RSS underscore news underscore RSS news feed. .csv. Perfect. So now we have today's news that we, in theory, pulled here. This would be, well, yeah, actually, whatever. We'll work on the names later. So yes, so we have this now. And now let's start with the actual processing, right? So we got the sources, we got the title, and we got the description. And the description is not the longest, but it should help us kind of get some sort of sentiment, right? Here are the dates. So the pull date, first, second, third. So it's pretty recent news data. So this just means that the sources are up to date, but auditing this list every now and then to make sure that we're not feeding any old news data into the natural language processing pipeline would be important. Okay, so we got this. So next up, what we're going to do is we're going to only select a few columns. We're going to select the title, and we're going to append it to the description. So we're going to have title plus description, and then we're going to apply a whole text processing on that. And then the source and the link could be important down the line if we want to sort any of these, or the credibility. So any popular news sources like Cointelegraph, for example, could have higher weighted sentiment compared to less known RSS feeds or news feeds such as Stratus, right? So if we get sentiment with 10 out of 100 from any of these sources, it would be worth less in the aggregated sentiment analysis compared to Cointelegraph, right? Okay, cool. So let us select those columns for now. So we're going to keep on building up on the script. That's the beauty of programming, right, guys? And work like that. So what I'm going to do is write me a Python function to pre-process text. I want to lowercase everything, punctuations, and also account for negations and what was it called? Amplifications. Suggest any more natural language pre-processing. Also do stemming. Okay, let's just start with that. Here's a Python function from text pre-processing with the tags are mentioned, converting. So lowercasing, removing punctuation, handling negations and amplifications. So what this is let's say you have a word and the word is bad, right? Bad is bad. You would think that it's a bad, but what if there is a word before it that says not bad? The not bad would have a completely different meaning, right? And these are basically what negations and amplifications take care of. So we've got a whole bunch of libraries that we have to import. And I should have most of them installed already. And then next we're going to download the punctuations and the stop words, and then here's the actual thing, the actual pre-processing. However, so here's already a list, so we're gonna have to work on this list. But anyway, I'll just keep it as it is. Apply it to a column in a data frame. So because we're going to be applying it to a column, and we're going to repeat this function, so we're going to have like a lambda type function that does it for every single column. Or sorry, yeah, I don't know what I'm saying. So anyways, we got the code. Let's take this. Let's save the function, and then we're gonna apply it. But first we gotta create a new column. So if we got the raw news over here, we're gonna create a new column called total text. So raw news dot total text. Let's keep the same format. Total text is equal to raw news dot title plus raw news dot description. Now we got this total text, but we also got to include a space. So I'm just gonna make an empty string. Okay. And then I'm gonna apply it to raw news dot pre-processed text is equal to so we're gonna call this function, which is called pre-processed text, and we're gonna apply it on the text column. So we're gonna say df dot, or not dot, total text dot apply pre-processed text. Raw news. Total text. Why? Oh. Because we didn't use the correct name of the data frame. So now we got the pre-processed text over here. And what it does, so leave France, open C. Wait, why is it not? We need the name. Buterin's recent transfer, Vitalik Buterin. Telegram CEO cannot leave leave France. Telegram CEO cannot leave, so leave negation, France negation. So I don't like how it's handling these negations, because we would use these for sentiment analysis rather than the actual pre-processing. So we don't need these for now. So let's update this. And then now it's a bit better. 80-year-old. And there's no spaces here. 80-year-old. 80-year-old. It's making crypto. Anyways, we can keep it how it is for now. And now this will be the column that we'll use for any of the future pre-processing, right? So in fact, what I'm going to do is put this into the new raw data itself before saving it, or actually we'll save both. Right? So I'm gonna put this into here. So that way we don't need to pull the data and we can just have it as it is. Starting text pre-processing. And I'm going to paste this into here. Get rid of this for now. And we're going to basically run this. Which is called mainframe. Right, mainframe. So this is going to be called mainframe. And I'm just going to do it for all of these, minus this. Okay, and then we're gonna save this pretty much. And then I'm just gonna print, just so we know what's happening. We're gonna print pulling RSS news successful. A total of length of this RSS URLs, okay, was printed or was pulled. A total of main frame dot would it be the length of the data frame? I'm just gonna verify this. Is this code correct? I first want total items in the list, then I want to print out the total number of rows. So what did we do wrong here? String a total of length RSS URLs. URLs was pulled, And then the total of length mainframe rows were added to the data frame. Total of rows total of different articles pulled. Okay, that's pretty much what we want. Good, so this is done, and then this will also be done, but we're gonna have different directory because we're gonna have this in pre-processed text RSS newsfeed current date. Processed. And then good. So this should work now. But let's say that we run this code again. Then we'll just append it, right? So yeah, we'll worry about this tomorrow when we have to pull another script. But yeah, let's just run it. Total of 9 URLs were pulled. Total of 178 different articles pulled. Both is this, and then boom, it's now done pre-processed text. We look under pre-processed text. We'll now have these columns over here, and that works. So perfect. So news, okay. So we have pulling the RSS data, the Reddit data we don't have yet. We'll tackle this in another video. And then the pre-processed data, aka pretty much it's in the same file. And then we can just say pull raw data. And then this is the main script doing all of this, and then this is the output. Raw text data unprocessed, and then pre-processed data. And then next we're feeding this into this one over here. All right, so I'm just gonna rewrite this to actually process the text. All right, guys, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.